Y'all know what time it is. What's going on, everybody? Celestial being back with another video. So I'm coming through to remind you guys that it should be around the time for you to start your seeds if you're in zone 7. Okay? So if y'all ain't starting y'all seeds yet, y'all are fucking up. Okay? A lot of the plants that y'all are gonna want to sit outside as soon as your frost date breaks, which is probably gonna be mid-April to late April or early April for some of you all. You need to do 6 to 8 weeks in advance of your plants growing indoors before you just sit them outside. Okay, some of them you can actually sit out there because those are your cool weather crops, and those will be all right under certain temperatures, as long as you're not like freezing. If you're like 32 degrees and things like that, you can put your greens out there. You can put your onions out there. Some herbs. Okay, not all herbs are tolerant to the cold. Okay, so make sure you have a list of your herbs and your vegetables and fruits that do well in cool weather, as well as the ones that do well in hot weather, so that you know when to sit each plant outside. Okay, all right, here we go. So these are all heirloom seeds that you guys are looking at. Okay, this is my workstation, so it's not the neatest, but okay. All right, so I'm growing 2 kinds of kale, 2 kinds of cabbage, 2 kinds of lettuce, 2 kinds of cucumber, 2 kinds of tomatoes, 2 kinds of carrots, and another green beans. Okay, all right, this is the pack of heirloom seeds that I got. Okay, I try to tell you guys, keep them heirloom, keep them organic, keep them hybrid free as much as you can. It's really hard, honestly, because a lot of the original foods that were here on this continent, the Americas, ain't even here no more, yo. Like, if y'all really want to get technical, a lot of the foods that we eating are hybrid, whether they're GMO or not. Okay, with all the cross-pollination and things that's been going on. So, like I said, but if you can get your hands on some heirloom seeds, okay, please do so. Okay, now another thing I have here is my herb garden. Okay, so a lot of these are the herbs that I'm going to be growing as well. I got all this stuff from Amazon, you guys. All right. I just always make sure that I put organic, heirloom, non-GMO, okay? And make sure it's all things that I'm going to be cooking with also. Because another thing I noticed that a lot of people be growing foods that they don't even eat. Now, if you just experiment and you just want to see what the plant do, that's cool too. But make sure you want to eat the food that you're growing, okay? All right. So, like I said, these are all of my plants. There's only one of these type of seeds each, which is why the one pack is here. So these are all the other seeds. I got my 2 little starter bins right here. So this is my seed starting mix, which is pretty much a neutral seed mix. Okay, to get your plants going. Your seed mix does not need to be fertilized within the first 2 weeks to a month. Okay, because the coating of the seed as well as the immediate nutrients of the seed will last. Will last for at least the first month, okay? But by the first month, you need to start adding in, especially if you're growing in a container, you'll need to start adding in your fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, okay? That's readily available for the plant to take up, okay? Instead of slow release neutralizer, which is like the grainier fertilizers that people be putting in their mix. So this is the seed starting mix right here, okay? And then this is my compost that I made. All right. What is it? Oh, that's the old leaves, you guys. All right. So most of the stuff is, like I said, broke down. Everything looks really good. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to start putting everything inside of the cups. Okay. I'm not growing in the seed starter trays this time. Like the little cells that y'all be seeing. I'm going to be growing them in these cups. Okay. I already drilled out my bottom. This is what you want to do. Drill the holes for the bottom. You need drainage. Okay. And I'm going to be putting them in here. Okay. So they'll be sitting in there like this. All right, we'll have the bottom with water, and then I'll be sitting them on my heater in the light with a top on it. Okay, so not only is it going to be warm from the heater, it's going to stay warm and covered, okay, while also getting both sunlight as well as the light. Okay, so moving on. I am starting 3 trees this year, right? I know, I'm all over the place. I'm moving and everything, but I want to start this tree. Okay, so the two trees that I'm starting today is going to be the apples tree. This is my apple seeds that I got, and then a cherry tree, because I love me some cherries, y'all. I need it. I need them. I didn't fuck up this year. I got flowers. Okay, all the flowers necessary to bring all the bees to the yard. All right, you need that pollination. If you don't have flowers and stuff in your yard, herbs, things like that, is going to bring them to the to your plants to pollinate them. You're going to have to hand pollinate your plants yourself. That's what I did not know last year. So not only did I not plant any flowers, last year. I also didn't hand pollinate, and that's also another reason why I didn't get as much fruit as I could have. Okay. Guys, I wanted to share real quick. When you're planting your flowers, you don't want to start them really super early like you're doing your vegetables and your fruits, okay? Your fruits and vegetables are going to take longer to germinate inside the house, and you want to get them to the point where they're really big and able to survive being outside, okay? Unlike the ones that I'm showing you that I'm going to direct sow into the actual soil in the 5-gallon pots, okay? But these, like if you look on the back, it'll tell you, all right, 7 to 10 days germination. So you would probably start this about a month or so before you put it outside. Okay, you don't want to keep your flowers and stuff like that indoors. You see that where it says right there, grow guide. Start indoors 5 to 7 weeks before the last frost date. Okay, so that's not going to be a whole 2 months. Some of your flowers are going to be, what you call it? My God, less than the 5 to 7 weeks because the germination period is shorter. This one is 7 to 10 days, so they want you to start this indoors 5 to 7 weeks in advance. These are only 3 to 5 days germination. And look, you only start those 4 weeks in advance. Okay, so you got to keep up with your instructions, okay, and your manuals, okay, your almanac. Okay, try to keep the current year, but it's still, if you're still in the same area, it's generally pretty much the same. Okay, unless you're experiencing extreme weather transfers and things like that, then you want to pay attention to that and adjust as you need to. But your flowers are a little bit different than your fruits and vegetables, you guys, okay? Make sure you pay attention to that. All right, let's continue. So now, we also got my little craft sticks and stuff or whatever, so I can go ahead and mark each one, each plant that I set up, so I know when they hit the seed tray, what is it that I'm growing. All right, so we're gonna start this process. I'm gonna get it in the cup. You're gonna see what it looks like, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm setting my cup with the holes in it inside of this bigger container, so just in case any of the dirt comes out the bottom from the little holes, so don't go all over the table. All right, we're gonna first start my compost. Okay, there's a reason for this. Because as this plant gets bigger and its roots start to hit towards the bottom of here, okay, I want the roots to start getting nutrients from my compost at the bottom. That's something that I learned last year. Okay, so again, we're gonna take some mix. All right, ooh, nice and rich, nice and rich. I'm gonna add it in there. All right, some more mix. Add it in. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna fill this. I'll be back, and you can see what it looks like. All right, you guys. So this is what it looks like. All right. Some of the seed starting mix is starting to fall through on the edge, but I really have about that much right here, like that much worm casting. The rest of this is peat moss. My seed starting mix that I told you is a combination of stuff. Okay, that I got from the store. All right, we already showed you before. So, like I said, as long as this stuff is on top, the neutral pH seed starting mix, and then you have something to get nutrients to the plant while it's actually getting bigger, that is the best thing that you can do, okay? And then you're going to pretty much pat it down. This is enough. You don't need to fill it super huge, okay? Because you're not even going to let it get really huge in these cups, all right? That's what I did last year. I messed up. I let it overgrow in the cups. Hey, you guys, real quick. Yo, I've been out here in this damn 90-degree weather heat finishing this damn raised garden bed. Here's how it looks so far. Ooh, you guys. So hype. And yes, I cut all the wood myself. Drilled it all in myself. But outside myself. I'm going to be staying in there, but 2 to 3 months max. Okay, you guys, and then we're transplanting out. This is why, another reason why I did not start the seeds in the trays this time, in the cells. When I started them in the seeds in the cup last year, I found it to be a little bit more helpful because I didn't have to keep transplanting them 2 and 3 times to what they were actually going to really grow in. Okay, so doing it this way, I can avoid the smaller tray cell to the bigger cup, and then the bigger cup to the 5-gallon bucket. So now I cut out a step. Okay, I'm going to allow the plant less stress because it's going to get as big as it needs to in here. Okay, and then we're going to take this and we're going to put it in the 5-gallon bucket. Okay, within here, I'm going to start about 2 to 3 seeds per tray. Per cup. All right, and that's just in case if one of them or 2 of them don't germinate, then I still have at least 1 that did. Okay, and then I'll just remove the other 2. Okay, or you might do really good, or you might actually get 3. But because for most of my plants, I can put up to 2 plants in my 5-gallon buckets, depending on what it is that I'm growing. My tomato plant, sorry, that I'm gonna just pretty much put 1 tomato plant in each 5-gallon bucket, because those plants get huge, you guys. They're gonna need room. Those plants can get up to like 4 and 5 feet tall. But last year when I was growing my tomato plants, they were as tall as me almost. And that was from it being on the ground up, okay? So don't underestimate these plants. They get big as shit. I know you're going to want to stuff them all as many as you can into the pots, but don't do it. No more than 2 for certain plants. Other plants just need 1, okay? And then what I'll end up doing is growing some of my herbs in the base of these fruit plants. So use up as much room as you can, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and finish this last process of wetting it down and then adding the seed, and I'll be back. This is how many is done so far. I'm gonna be able to fit 3 rows of 5, so we'll have 15 seedlings that will be starting in this box. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and finish the rest. I'll be back when it's all full. When y'all are putting your seeds in, don't put them too deep. Okay. You want to sit them. All right. You see how I have it spaced out? I'm probably not gonna keep one of those 3 if they do all sprout, but in the event that they don't all sprout, I'm increasing my chances without overwhelming the cup. Push them 1/4 to the inch down, okay, to like right here, okay, down, cover it up. I got my little popsicle stick labels. We're good. Let's finish. All right, you guys. Now this is how it should look when you finish. All right, I'm gonna probably go through and wet it down in the dry spots one more time. But I got my water at the bottom. My seeds are in there. All right. The reason why you wet it before you add your seeds in is so that your soil and stuff doesn't float all over the place. All right. Everything looks good. Let me show you guys how much water I put in. Let me see. I got a light out here, my bad. So if you guys can see, that's the water level. Not too much. I'm not gonna keep adding. You're gonna leave it right there. Okay. As the time goes on, it'll keep sucking down water. All right, like self-watering. And all I'm going to do is keep this on the heater that's in the window. Okay, I told you guys I have those old school radiators. All right, so I'm about to go sit this on top. That's going to be the heating mat. If you don't have a radiator, use your heating pad. Hold on, I'm trying to slide back on. All right, yeah, so use your heating pad. All right, like I said, make sure that you got all of them labeled. All right, like I do. And then you're good to go. All right. I look forward to seeing some of y'all gardens. I'm gonna be looking. All right. Peace, y'all.